Eric Morrison, I presume. Good to meet you. But why here, for heaven's sakes, in the middle of nowhere? Listen, I found them. The woman, Hellman, and Hal Lambos, the barman.
I'm sorry, David, but what the hell is this all about?
Please, answer my question.
I suggest that you wind up your brother's affairs as quickly as possible and then leave Cyprus.
Get off. What's the matter with you?
I said get off!
Γενική σύμβολη. Εγώ ξέρω και χορούς τα δούτσικα.
Έλα να κάτσεις τώρα ο κύριος σε αυτή τη θέση, ναι. Κάτσε.
Ευχαριστώ. Ποιο? Yeah.
Θα πάει και αυτό στο γάμο. Ναι, θέλει καλή νοημοσύνη.
Oh, taxis. Okay. Walked in the door.
Χτύπησε σε στοίχημα. Ναι.
Excuse me. Συγγνώμη.
Hellman speaking. Yes, Petrus. What can I do for you? Yes, I know him. No, I don't think so. He was warned, was he? Good. Apparently, our friend David Collier has been fighting in the street.
He's crazy, that one. Who was he fighting?
No, I agree, yes. Who was he fighting? Really? Interesting. No, that it is not important. But thank you for letting me know. Yes, sir.
Shadow boxing?
No. Something of a battle, according to Theodore. With Eric Morris.
Maria?
Eric! What are you doing here? What happened to you?
I need your help. I'm in a bit of bother.
Is it the police?
No, it's nothing like that.
What then?
Look, I'll explain later. But it's not the law, right? I've just got to keep out of sight for a while.
Stay with me. I would like that. And so would you, I promise. Much better than just every now and then.
No, not your place. Somewhere more private. Away from a village. With someone who won't ask any questions.
What's wrong? What is this trouble you're in? Someone is after you? You have been fighting, haven't you? What is it, Eric?
It's nothing for you to worry about, believe me. Nothing I can't handle. I've just got to keep out of Paphos for a few weeks. You know anywhere?
Yes. My cousin Andonis. He has a garage. He lives alone. We could go there.
We?
You will not need someone to keep you warm at night. Or perhaps you think you will find somebody else, huh?
Don't be silly. It's you and me. Always has been, always will be. You know that. The two of us. This cousin of yours, where's he live?
I will take you there as soon as I have finished work.
No, Maria, no. It's got to be now.
At the risk of repeating myself, David Collier is very important to me. Pull! He is the key. Now, either his brother cut him in on the deal before he came out here, or one way or another, he's picked up the threads on arrival. Pull! Either way, he is now in the driver's seat, and I need him.
And he needs you.
Not necessarily. He could shop around.
He'd be better off dealing with you.
Well, obviously. But he has to be convinced of that fact, and in order to convince him, I've got to talk to him. Pull!
We'd have picked him up in Paphos if the police hadn't butted in.
A brawl, you said?
Yeah. Hell of a fight.
And you've no idea who his opponent was?
No, just that he was another limey.
Fighting in public. How vulgar.
We'll, call on him again tonight.
Pull! You do that little thing. And if you don't mind my suggesting, stress the mutual advantages in our getting together. Now, do you think you can handle that?
Paul!
It's very impressive. But you know how I abhor violence. Except in self-defense, and even then where there's no other alternative. David Collier is useless to me dead. Remember that.
It is all right.
Yeah, it'll.
You will see. You will be okay here, comfortable. I will see to that. It is a good bed, eh?
Yeah.
If Andonis has no linen, I will bring some from my house.
You going back home?
I have to. There are things I will need. Things to make me pretty for you. Things you like. And if we are to be here for some time, then you will need fresh clothes. Give me your key and I will bring them up for you.
No, no. You stay away from my place, understand?
Yes, all right, if you say so.
And if anyone asks you anything about me, anyone, you know nothing, right?
Of course. I'm not stupid.
No. Very, very clever. And very beautiful with it, eh? Hey, this blanket looks a bit rough, doesn't it? Eh? Look, give me a razor, a couple of shirts, shaving gear, stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, and hurry back, eh?
That's the way I like to see you. Hungry.
You're a man. Is he happy with the room?
He says it will do.
Oh, his lordship is used to better, huh?
It is not very clean.
Those in need cannot complain. It's going to cost him, you know, being here.
Of course, my dear cousin. Since when did you do anything for nothing?
And the double room, too.
He will pay. I have to go back to my house to collect some things, and then into Limassol. I will need to be driven.
That's a long way, and petrol is expensive.
Put it on the bill.
Dimitri! Get the pickup. Take my cousin where she wants to go.
Can you get rid of this?
Well, don't worry. It's as good as salt.
Good evening. That'd be a mistake, Mr. Travis. Really? You should know better. Breaking and entering is illegal. Your weapons, please.
Please.
No, with the other hand. Carefully. On the floor. Gently. Now kick them over here. Well, I think that's all, except to say that you are not welcome here, now or at any time in the future. Good night.
We have a message from Mr. Hellman. I mean, he wants to talk
Good
to you
night.
about something. Okay. All right.
Well, I think I did that rather well.
I think I could have done it better.
Dreaming.
And I'm not now.
No, not now.
I'm glad. I was beginning to believe you never existed.
Oh, I exist. See? Flesh and blood. We have to talk.
Yes, you're right, we do. You have a hell of a lot of explaining to do. How did you... Oh, yes, of course. You told me you and Barry had a special relationship. I wonder just how many keys there are to this place floating around Cyprus.
I also told you that your brother's death was not an accident. I showed you the briefcase with the money in it. I gave it to you.
Yeah, and then ran off.
Because you said you were going to take it to the police. I wanted you to do that, but I could not become involved.
Why?
I have my reasons.
Because you're also mixed up in whatever it was Barry got himself into, is that it?
No. At least not in the way that you mean, anyway. But you didn't take the briefcase to the police, did you?
No, because when I left the village, I was jumped on by a bunch of thugs who snatched it and knocked me out.
Yes, I was afraid that something like that might have happened. When Bambos told me he'd seen my car in a ditch on the side of the road to Ios Georgios.
Bambos?
It's short for Haralambos. The man who served you at the bar of the Curian Palace. He's my friend. He was concerned when I did not return and came looking for me. We used his car to pull mine back onto the road.
I see. So that's why it wasn't there when I went back with the police.
I did not know then what had happened. An accident, I thought. You were not there to say, and I did not want to leave it there. Do you have any idea who these men were who robbed you?
None.
Well, that's strange. How could they have known that I intended to take you to the money?
Good question. You didn't say anything to anyone?
No.
So how did Haralambos know where to come looking for you then?
Oh, yes, Bambos. He knew. He's my friend.
Then what's he doing playing at being the barman of the Curian Palace? The real barman's called Nikos, and he claims he'd never heard of your friend Bambos.
Oh, poor Nikos. Of course he'd have to say that. You see, Nikos is in love.
So?
So? The woman that he's in love with is married. He can only visit her when her husband is at work, which happens to be at the same time that Nikos should be behind the bar. So, from time to time, Bambos covers for him.
Well, Nikos lying like that really dropped me in it with the police. And you and Haralambos and that way-out character Basilius disappearing from the monastery the way you did finally put the lid on it for me. Now Dimas thinks I'm out of my mind. Why did you do it? Pull out, I mean.
Bambos took some food up to you and discovered that you'd gone. It was obvious that you intended to contact the police.
And you three didn't want to be around when they arrived.
Well, no, it's the same for all of us. We cannot become involved. Not directly, anyway, and not with the authorities. I told you that.
Yes, but not why. You haven't explained that.
You will just have to trust me. Trust the three of us.
Why?
Because I ask you to. And because you really have no other choice.
I want to, but it's not easy.
We wish you no harm. Believe that.
I do.
May I have a drink?
I'm sorry, yes, of course. What would you like?
A whiskey, please.
Yes, I think I'll join you.
Bambo said you didn't drink. Just tomato juice.
I've only recently acquired the taste. Basilius waxed lyrical about alcohol, wine in particular. I tried it. He's made a convert. He's another friend of yours, eh?
Another good friend.
Odd him finding me in the middle of nowhere, wouldn't you say? Something of a coincidence?
A lucky one for you.
Nothing more than a coincidence.
Well, I told him about you, that I wanted to find you, that I was worried. He was out hunting.
With a rifle?
After mouflon, wild sheep. It's illegal, but not everybody observes the law.
No, I imagine not. Interesting, though, isn't it? Just a little earlier, not too far from where he found me, someone else was loosing off with a rifle. Only they weren't after mouflon, they were after me. And a man called Morrison.
Yes, Basilius told me that you said that someone had tried to kill you. But he didn't say anything about another man. Who is this Morrison?
He worked with my brother. He claims that half the money in the briefcase belonged to him. I'll get some ice. I'm sorry, I can't...
Don't bother. Just water will do. That's fine, thank you. Yasu. Roughly translated, your health and happiness.
I see. Well, right now it's my health I'm more concerned about after what happened the day before yesterday.
Yes, you must be careful. But why should anyone wish to kill you? That I don't understand at all.
Neither do I, but there's a lot of things I don't understand. Your part in all this, for instance?
A vested interest?
In Barry, of course, that special relationship again. Only Morrison thinks it might have been you, or one of your two friends who shot at us.
And what do you think?
You said I should trust you.
Thank you.
What for? I'm trying, that's all. Reserving judgment.
If only we could find out who took the money and where it is now.
Well, I can tell you where it was yesterday afternoon, here in this apartment. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. I walked in and there was Morrison, standing in front of this table, and the briefcase was open in front of him. He'd searched the place and says he found it in the wardrobe in the bedroom.
But you said...
I know, but there was the briefcase, large as life, on that table.
But that's ridiculous. First the money is taken from you and then... Well, who? Why?
God knows. Morrison claims that my whole story was a pack of lies and I was trying to cheat him out of his share.
And he took the money?
No. Tried to, but we had a slight disagreement there. The money was here, all over the floor when the punch-up started. When I came back into the room a little while later, it had gone. And Morrison didn't take it, I know that for certain.
Then who did? And who put the money in the wardrobe in the first place? It doesn't make sense. Unless someone is using you.
Someone has to be. The question is who and why.
You didn't report this to the police?
Hardly. Not with Dimas already thinking I'm a nutcase. If I'd have gone to him with one more crazy story, he'd have had me certified.
And you've no idea who could be behind all this?
Apart from you, no.
And you don't really believe that?
I told you. I'm reserving judgment. Look, I don't even know how Barry got hold of that kind of money. It's clear enough now, though, that he couldn't have come by it honestly. There's no way he could have done. But I've no idea what it was he was mixed up in with Morrison, and according to you, neither of you.
No. But you do at least now believe that your brother was murdered.
Morrison as good as confirmed it.
So what do you intend to do about it?
Oh, what can I do about it?
And see that whoever killed him gets what is due to them.
How? The police won't listen to me.
You could make some inquiries on your own.
Oh, for God's sake, I'm not a detective. I've already been hit on the head, robbed, shot at, got into a fight. Had a senior officer of the local constabulary suggest that I leave the country. I'm out of my depth.
Well, you can't just walk away from it. Someone killed your brother. At least you must find out who was responsible for his death. You owe Barry that.
Where would I begin?
You ask questions, and you go on asking them until you find the answers. You talk to Morrison. You force the truth about the money out of him. There has to be a lead in that. Bambos, Basilios, me, we will help you. You won't be entirely on your own.
No? Well, maybe not. So that adds up to 4 amateurs instead of 1. Look, what kind of a chance do you think we've got?
Perhaps more than you think. Who knows?
All right, so I start asking questions, start looking for Morrison, so we all work together on this. We'll have to compare notes, cross-check what we find out, if anything. I don't even know where you live, where I can reach you, any of you.
We'll keep in touch.
But why not out in the open, side by side? I know. There are reasons.
That bothers you?
Somewhat. You're surprised? Oh, it's a crazy idea anyway.
Then not with us. There has to be someone here on Cyprus that you trust. Someone you could turn to. Someone who'll believe you. Someone who knew Barry, perhaps, and liked him enough to want to see his murderer punished.
Yeah, who is that? I can't think of anyone. Certainly not Martin Priest. He's about as convinced as Demas is that I'm ready for the funny farm. Well, there isn't anyone else. No. Let's face it would just be a waste of... Helene? Not again.
Yes. A damn great hole, full of antiquities. It's old things. Statues, pots, wine jars, plates. Thousands of years old. Kind of stuff collectors pay a fortune for. That's not all. There's treasure, too.
Treasure? What kind of treasure?
You name it.
Bracelets? Necklaces?
And then some.
How did you find it?
We got lucky. We sort of stumbled on it a while back.
And that's how you got the 50,000 pounds?
No, that's how Barry got it. But just 2 stones. Sapphires. Imagine. 50,000 quid. Just for them. And that's nothing. There's more. Much more.
So what does it matter then if Barry's brother has stolen the money from you? If there is, all that you say there is in the cave, then you're right. 50,000 is nothing.
Maybe, but it's a principle of the thing. I don't like anyone ripping me off.
Forget it. Just think how much you stand to make when you sell the rest of the things. Hundreds of thousands.
Closer to £1 million sterling, I'd say.
A million? Really? A million?
Could be even more.
Oh, my darling, such things we can buy, such things we can do. We could even get married. You do want to marry me, don't you?
Sure I do. Of course I do. Haven't I always said so? Eh? But before you start sending out the invitations, there's a problem. And it's a big one.
What is it?
I've got to find a buyer for the stuff. Someone who knows what it's all about. Someone who deals in that kind of merchandise. And someone who's got that kind of money.
But whoever bought the sapphires from Barry, surely they would.
Yeah, they probably would. The only trouble is, I don't know who the buyer was.
But if you and Barry were in this together, you must know.
No, I don't, right? Barry made the contact. He fixed it all up. He comes to me one day and says he's onto a likely prospect. Someone big.
but he wouldn't say who. Next morning, he gives me the thumbs up sign and says it's all fixed. Yeah, that was our last conversation. 12 hours later, he's lying on a slab in the hospital mortuary. I didn't know then he'd already been paid for the stones. Wasn't until his brother turned up to bury him that I found that out.
I see. And you have absolutely no idea who this buyer was, not even a suspicion?
No, nothing to go on and no way of following it up.
So we find someone for ourselves, another buyer.
Good thinking, but it's not quite as simple as that. Look, we're not talking about a second-hand car or some unwanted Christmas present. We're talking about a fortune in antiquities that legally belongs to the Cyprus government. You see, we can't exactly put an advertisement in the papers, can we? We got to find someone who buys and sells in that kind of market and can come up with the cash on the table. Not petty cash either. And we got to act fast.
Why? Does anyone else know about this cave?
All I'm saying is that Barry Collier dying the way he did was no accident. And someone's already had 2 goes at knocking me off.
Who? The brother?
No, he's not fully in the picture, I'm sure of that. No, he just found the briefcase and went for broke on that, the greedy. Besides, he was with me the first time. Came close to getting killed himself.
Then who?
I think I know. In fact, I'm pretty sure. But I couldn't prove it. I'm not exactly about to go to the police, am I? And it's better for you that you know nothing. Believe me. Right? So, that's how it is.
Andonis.
Who?
My cousin Andonis.
In Lorenzo's place? You've got to be joking.
No, not to buy. But he could perhaps find a buyer for us. He knows many people, and few of them are honest.
Small-time stuff.
Yes. But maybe through his contacts, he could lead us to the right door and open it for us?
Do you trust him?
No. He's a thief, among other things.
Oh, well, that's the pedigree we're looking for, anyway. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Have a word with him.
If he's interested, say nothing to him about what really happened to your friend Barry, or about somebody trying to kill you. If you do, he will be afraid. All right?
All right. I don't see why he shouldn't join the club.
There are many artifacts, you say?
More than you've ever seen in your life, in or out of a museum.
And treasure, Maria tells me.
Jewels, gold, the lot. A fortune.
And you wish to find a buyer?
I'm gonna give it away.
Tell me, this cave, where is it?
Get off. Well, can you handle it?
I think so. I will ask around.
Great. So who's keeping you?
Oh, siga. I must be careful and very discreet. Such things are not arranged in a hurry.
Maybe not, normally, but I'm in a hurry.
Oh? Why?
I need some cash. I want to settle up with you for this luxury accommodation. I don't like being in debt.
I'll do my best.
I'm sure you will. You're in for 10%.
25.
Okay. 25.
You've got a sample of what is on offer? If I find someone who is interested, without something to show them, they will not even begin to negotiate. No one would buy blind. And first, they must be teased. You've got something?
No.
But you could draw from stock, huh?
No, not easily.
Then my hands are tied. Without bait, even if I drive the fishing shop, They will not bite.
Look, just at the moment, I'm not too keen on traveling, right?
I understand. Then let me collect some trifle for you. I would only be too willing.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. All right, I'll get something.
Today?
If you can provide some transport.
Of course, and free of charge.
Oh, that's big of you. Yeah, today then.
Good. I will start making inquiries right away. And if I'm successful, we shall then all be very rich, huh?
It would seem that our Mr. Collier is very much on his guard, as well as being a man of action. First, he lays you out with a karate blow while you're searching his hotel room. And then last night, he very effectively neutralizes the pair of you. I'm beginning to wonder if we can compete.
He had us covered with a rifle from the moment we walked in.
Which suggests that either you were clumsy in your approach to the building, or that he is gifted with prescience. Now, is that what you're trying to tell me? Huh? That in addition to his skills in the martial arts and in weaponry, he's got a crystal ball. Well, you're supposed to be the experts. What do you suggest our next move should be? Think about it. Hellman. I sure do. Good to hear from you. Well, of course not. I'm delighted you did. Well, certainly. Give me a great deal of pleasure. Shall we say in about half an hour? Right, well, come to the jetty at the Nautical Club in Limassol and we'll pick you up there. Right? Look forward to seeing you. Well, well, well. Surprise, surprise. Like whatever suggestions you come up with, forget them. That was friend Collier. He wants to talk to me.
Thank you.
What was all that about?
I imagine they were hoping you'd brought their toys back.
Sorry?
Well, it's unimportant. The important thing is, Mr. Collier, that you are here.
I can't tell you how pleased I am that you decided to accept my invitation after all.
Well, it's very good of you to see me, but I'm afraid this isn't exactly a social call.
Well, no. Well, then I
The fact is, Mr. Hellman, I need your help.
Please.
Thank you. Apparently, Barry was mixed up in something illegal. And everything now seems to point to the fact that he was murdered. And a lot of things have happened to me since we last met, and all of them very odd indeed. I doubt if you'll believe a word of it, but I promise you it's all true. And I just don't know what to do about it. Frankly, I'm drowning. And, well, seeing as you're a friend of my brother's, that's why I called you. I'm hoping you'll listen to me and accept my word that it's not some kind of fairy story, and together we may be able to make some sense of it all, and even come up with a few answers.
Coffee, David?
He has found a friend.